This is the OPPO Watch X3, OPPO's brand new flagship smartwatch for 2026. Now, I reviewed the OPPO Watch S not that long ago and I loved it, but it had one big problem: no Wear OS, which meant no Spotify, Strava, no proper apps. So the obvious question with this one is simple: has OPPO fixed that? The short answer is yes, but there's a catch, and that catch has a price tag. Chapters down below as always. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Tech Shed. Let's deal with the price straight away. The Watch X3 is $699 here in New Zealand. To put that in perspective, the Watch S I raved about is $399, so you're paying roughly double. But what does that extra money actually buy you? In a word, Google. This thing runs Wear OS, the same software you'd get on a Pixel Watch or a Galaxy Watch. That means you have access to the App Store. That's Google Maps, Google Wallet, Gemini, YouTube Music, Spotify, and yes, Strava on your wrist. The exact stuff the Watch S couldn't do. But here's the thing you need to know straight away, and it's a big one. This is Android only, Android 9.0 or later to be exact. iPhone is not supported at all. The Watch S works with iPhones, this does not. So if you're on Apple, you can stop watching right now. Sorry about that, it isn't for you. So then who is it for? I'd say it's for the Android user who wants a proper, premium, do everything smartwatch that lasts the week and who actually wants those Google apps on their wrist. If that's you, keep watching. If you can live without the apps and you want to save $300, I'd look at the Watch S instead. This is a big watch. The case is 47.4mm across and 11mm thick, so if you've got smaller wrists, it might pay to go and try one on before you buy it. It comes in two colors, and interestingly, the color isn't the only difference between the two. For my review, I tested the Misty Titanium version, and it has a 12-sided faceted bezel. You get hard edges all the way around the dial. It's distinctive, and it looks a bit jewelry-like. Now, what's interesting is the Obsidian Black version has a more traditional, rounded look. I like that there's options allowing you to pick between the two shapes, but you are limited to those relatively bland colors. No orange, blue, or purple here. The case and bezel are TC4 titanium alloy, the glass is sapphire crystal, and despite the size, it's only 43 grams without the strap. So it's big, but it's light, and that combination means you can wear it all day and overnight without it being a nuisance. I had it on when I was sleeping, and it was not a problem. Now, like other watches, you've got a rotating crown on the right-hand side and a function button below it. The crown is smooth and works just as well as ever. It's responsive, scrolls through everything nicely, and it's a nice tactile way to get around the watch. The buttons are customizable, so you can set them to jump straight to whatever you use most, a workout, a timer, whatever suits you. Now, when it comes to durability, it's absolutely stacked. Military standard 810H, so it's built to survive drops, knocks, and temperature extremes. 5 ATM water resistance, meaning it's good for showers and swimming, and IP68 and IP69 ratings, which means it's fully dustproof and can handle submersion and even hot, high-pressure water jets. That's a lot. The screen is a 1.5-inch LTPO AMOLED 466 by 466 resolution. It's sharp, it's vivid, and it handles the deep AMOLED blacks like you'd expect. Brightness tops out at a headline 3000 nits, but there's a catch worth knowing. That only kicks in automatically during OPPO's sports modes when it detects harsh light, so it's not a setting you can crank up whenever you fancy. Day to day, you're looking at 600 nits climbing to 1500 in bright sunlight, which is absolutely plenty. I had no issues seeing the screen in a bright day or while exercising. The X3 runs a dual system, ColorOS Watch and Wear OS 6 sitting side by side, and it switches between them automatically using a dual chip setup. The idea is the powerful Snapdragon chip handles the proper Wear OS stuff, and a low power chip handles the basic always on background task. This allows you to get a Google smartwatch that still lasts days instead of a day and a half. And because it's real Wear OS, you get the full Google Play Store as mentioned. Payments are sorted too. Google Wallet is on board, so you can tap and pay straight from your wrist. Just one thing to check: contactless support comes down to your bank playing nice with Google Wallet, so confirm yours is supported rather than assuming it will just work. Another win here: native Strava sync is built in, and there's Google Health Connect support as well, so all you runners who wanted to brag about your crowns, you're sorted this time round. One weakness though is I wasn't too happy with the amount of free faces to pick between. It felt limited, and I'm not too keen on spending $5 on a watch face. You've got Bluetooth 5.2 and dual band Wi-Fi, keeping it talking to your phone, pulling in notifications, app data, and music over the air, plus NFC for that tap and pay functionality. Here in New Zealand, it's a single model, no LTE or cellular version. The hardware's actually got an eSIM built in, but that's tied to the market. It launched in China, I believe, and isn't switched on for us, so it leans on Bluetooth or Wi-Fi instead. If you want to head out with no phone and still take calls or stream on mobile data, it's worth knowing if your country actually has that capability first. The sensor array array covers the usual flagship spread you get from OPPO: optical heart rate, blood oxygen, ECG, wrist temperature, plus the barometer, compass, and the rest. You've got the 60-second wellness overview, which pulls 10 key metrics into one snapshot, all-day heart rate and SpO2, sleep tracking with staging and a sleep score, HRV-based mind and body readings, stress, and a cycle tracker. The ECG, as always, depends on your region and whether it's been approved, so check that for your situation rather than taking it as a given. Now, one real upgrade: fall detection on the X3 can actually trigger an emergency SOS call after a fall where previous models could not. If that's a feature you care about, you've got it here. A quick honesty note, and the same one I always give: this is a watch, not a doctor. It will give you helpful nudges, not diagnoses. If something feels off, go see an actual GP. There's over 100 sports modes, 6 of which auto-detect: running, walking, cycling, swimming, rowing, and elliptical. Running gets the deepest treatment with cadence, stride, ground contact time, and the rest, and there's proper analytics for racket sports like tennis and badminton as well. The GPS is dual band L1 plus L5, which is the good stuff. It tracks across all the major satellite systems, and dual band is what keeps your route from drawing you running through the neighbor's kitchen. I had no issues with tracking. It mapped my runs perfectly, even when I was in relatively secluded areas. OPPO quotes up to 5 days in smart mode for normal use, around 3 days for heavy use, and up to 16 days in power saver mode. As always, those are OPPO lab numbers with the always on display off, so take them with the usual pinch of salt, but I have to confirm in my testing they held up. Those figures are accurate. That said, it's clear having Google on board takes its toll. This doesn't last as long as the Watch S did, and that makes sense with all those apps and services ticking away in the background, but those times are market leading for a Wear OS device. It's very impressive. The good news is fast charging is here as well via OPPO's excellent Watch VOOC. 10 minutes gives you a full day, and a full charge takes about 75 minutes. Absolutely brilliant. So with all that covered, I think it's pretty obvious the X3 is a really good smartwatch. Full Wear OS, all the real apps: Strava, Maps, Wallet, Gemini, wrapped in a titanium body that's tough, light, and built to last. It does everything you'd want from a flagship watch, and it does it really well. At $699, it's not cheap, but here's the thing: it's not overpriced either. It sits right alongside the Samsung Galaxy Watch 8 LTE and comfortably below Samsung's pricier Ultra, so it's competitively placed. Now, if money's tight, OPPO's own Watch S handles the basics for a lot less. It just goes without the Google apps, and if you're on an iPhone, the decision's made for you. This one's Android only, so it's off the table. For me, if you're an Android user after a flagship watch with the full Google experience, a tough build, and a battery that actually goes the distance, the X3 is one of the best options out right now. Just go in knowing what you're paying for. That was a long one. Thanks for sticking with me. If you found that helpful, consider subscribing or even just hit that like button, and I will see you in the next one.